Welcome back, everybody, to the Internal Compass podcast, the podcast where I, your host, Samuel Archambault, is giving you as much as I can tools to better realign yourself from inside out. All right, so today is the first episode of 2025. First of all, a very happy new year to you. And if you've been watching my videos or following my content for now a few weeks, perhaps even a few months, well, I just want to thank you. That is like filling me up with gratitude. So, yeah, I'm really happy about it. And as you heard in the intro, I say that this podcast is all about aligning yourself from inside out. So, of course, that is into an intent to live a pain free life, right? That is what my entire branding, my entire message is about. I believe that the more you are aligned spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, in every sense possible, the more you'll be able to be pain free. Pain, which is not necessarily bad, but in other words, if you are able to be really yourself in all of the different domains, I believe that pain doesn't have to be there because, in other words, pain is a message that something's not right. So if everything is aligned, well, of course, the less pain that you have and the more that you can enjoy life. So in that sense, today's episode is going to be a little bit more different than the ones that I share normally, which are more specific really towards the pain. So in the past, we talked about low back pain to emotional pain to how to regulate your emotions, how to dig a bit more into trauma. But today I want to set this straight. When I say this, I mean 2025. So what I want us to do today is basically I want to show you and I want to share with you my own process that I've been using for now a couple of years and that I modify every single year with what I know, what I learn, new things I want to either remove or add on to this process. And that process is that process of introspection about what has happened last year, but more importantly, how do I want to plan my next year? And okay, it's very easy to fall into this new year, new me kind of thing. I don't want to go there. I don't want you to reinvent yourself because the reality is we both know you're not you're not going to change completely from A to Z, right? What I want you to be aware of and what I want to share with you is just a process to share and emit an intent for 2025. And I'm not necessarily talking about goals, right? Because goals can be very complicated, or let's say can put a lot of pressure on you in a sense that if you don't achieve those goals, then that might be seen as a failure. Goals, I think, are important because they are underlying an intent. An intent is what is very useful here because I believe that if you have an intent, then you have a direction. And if you have a direction, that means that you have asked yourself what direction you want your life to take for the next couple of years or the next couple of months, whatever is the time frame you're deciding. So in that sense, if you have asked yourself those questions, then of course you're not going to be able to control everything that comes in the next year. Of course not. There's plenty of things that are going to happen that will be out of your control. But you know what? That's life, and that's completely okay. But at least if you have a direction, if you have an azimuth, something that you can look forward to, then those obstacles are not going to blur your vision, are not going to derail you off course. They will actually just be there and you will be able to compose with them, but to keep going in that direction that you take. You know, there are many different roads and all of them leads to Rome. So think about your intent like Rome, and basically wherever you go, well, you can always find your way towards your intent. Even if that's not the road you thought it was going to be, at least I think it's still important to think deeply about what type of direction you want your life to take. So let's talk a bit more practically, because of course I like practical things. It's very nice to do a vision board or just think about those things. But guess what? If you just think about them, they don't happen. So you need to be able to structure it in a way that is going to be actionable. In other words, you'll be able to put it into action, into motion. So first of all, I want you to take a piece of paper. You can also do it on your phone or on your computer. And I want you to do two columns. On the left side, you will have column number A, which will be 6 months, and on the right side, you'll have 12 months. I don't know about you, but me, in the last couple of years, I've understood that if I plan further than this, it doesn't happen anyway. So I've decided that 12 months is pretty much the last time frame that I still have hope that I can have some kind of a control over my life. Because if I look at those exercises I've done in the past, well, they haven't all happened. Actually, none of them has happened like I wanted to, but I was able to achieve goals or like follow intent, let's put it this way, or directions that I have put myself on the path of. So 6 months and 12 months. And then on the lines, you're going to have 3 lines. You're going to have having, you're going to have being, and you're going to have doing. So you probably know where I'm going with this. Basically, what I want you to do is think and without any limitation. That means think that you have 500 million euros or dollars in your account. Think that you can't fail. You are smarter, you are better, you are stronger than anybody else you know. So basically, all of what you want, all of what you want to become, and all of what you want to do, you cannot fail. That's for the purpose of the exercise. So write down in 6 months, what would you like to have? When I say have, I talk about physically having material. Again, no judgment here. This exercise is for you. So nobody's going to judge you on what you want to have. Like if you want to have a nice car or if you want to have a new purse, the only person who cares is yourself. So please do this exercise honestly. And now you might be thinking, well, Sam, wait a minute. Why am I doing this? How does that have anything to do with pain? Well, think about it this way. If you are not aligned with who you truly are and what you really want to have, what you want to become, and what you want to do with your life, well, I believe that some pain actually occurs to send you a message that you are not aligned. I have seen people who literally their body got misaligned and lack of mobility because they are not aligned with their true nature inside. So having those discussions with yourself, those introspection, they are as important as doing mobility exercise or breathing or stress management. All of those things are interconnected. Bear with me. So let's get back on track. We were saying that on the left side, you have 6 months, and on the first line, you'll be having what do you want to have. So again, material stuff. It could be anything. Write it all down for 6 and 12 months. And then let's go to what you want to become. That could be, I want to become a better chef. I want to become fluent in talking for myself here. I want to become fluent in Finnish, for example. I want to become, that could be also attributes or new qualities you want. I want to become more punctual. I want to become more honest. Those are all things that you can write down. And those are also valuable points, right? It doesn't always have to be something that will include a specific role. It can include human qualities and value. For again, 6 months and 12 months. And at the end, you're going to do that with what you want to do. And what do you want to do? Do you want to travel? Do you want to do a specific type of projects? Do you want to start a new job? All of those things could be relevant. And here I'm going to throw you some questions that if you start to write that, and again, there is no limit. Write as many things that it comes on your mind. There is no focus on few. No. Write it all down. Make an exhaustive list until you can't think about it anymore. And then stick with it a few more minutes. Let other things come. It's okay to have those moments that you have to think a bit more and then write it more down. That's completely fine. Take that time. Like you can pause this video or then you can just take some notes and do it after you've watched the entire thing. But what I want you to, or if you're listening after you have listened to the audio recording, so take really the time to deeply think what you want to have, what you want to become, and what you want to achieve or what you want to do. And again, those things, they are the only measure of success is yours, basically. What you want to do, what you want to achieve, there's nobody else that can judge if that's good or that's bad, or there's no such a good or bad. You decide what you want to do with your life. And just be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself anyway. Again, this exercise is for you. So if you're still struggling, you don't know, especially in the what you want to become and what you want to do, I might have a few questions for you that can help you. So first of all, think about it this way. What is one thing you have always wanted to learn? For me, Italian. Don't ask me why. I really like the language. I would really love to learn Italian one day, I guess. Other questions that might spark your interest. What is one thing you would like to be doing every single day? What is one thing that you would like to do every single week? You can go on like this if you want to do it per month, for example. Again, if you would have unlimited amount of money, what would you be doing? If there was be one thing or one country that you would like to visit or one place you would like to visit, you have always wanted to go there, what would that be? And the last question I have for you is, if you would have died tomorrow, what would you wish you can do today? So one thing that you wish you could do before you die. So again, those are all just extra questions that can spark a bit more your introspective process and think that, oh, okay, what do I want to become? What do I want to do? And of course, what you want to, okay, what do you want to have? This, I think that with basically financial resources, you can probably achieve, which will come a bit further down the line on this process. But now I want you to take what you wrote down in the list of what you want to become, and I want you to transfer that into what you would like to do. In other words, if you want to become a chef, then how about you say, I want to register for a cooking class? If you want to be fluent in Finnish, well, how about registering for a Finnish class or practicing every single week, 2 times a week, 30 minutes, your language? So try to bring what you want to become into an action, what you would have to do to become that. Because for you or for me, become a cook would be different. Maybe for you, it's just being able to do a basic soup. Maybe for me, it's about, or for someone else, it would be about creating something or having people over and cook it for all of those people. So it depends on your definition of the thing. That's where it's really important to dissect it a little bit more into actions that you know what you'll have to do so that it fits your reality. Okay, that's great. Now you have two lists. You have your 6 months list and you have your 12 months list. And you have what you want to have, what you want to become, and then what you want to do. Next step of that is to calculate how much that is going to cost. And you'll notice that probably some of those things don't cost anything. You know what? That's fantastic. Leave it like this. There might be some objective or some intent that you have that doesn't involve money. It involves probably energy, and it involves probably something more like focus or time also. So you can do this exercise as well for time, but now let's focus on money because it's something that is a little bit more tangible. So I want you to calculate all of those things, what they would cost. If you said that you wanted to go a trip to Asia, write it down. How much would it cost? Do basic calculations if you want to take courses, if you want to, have a new car. Take all of that down, and then what I want you to do, depending on if it's in the 6 or 12 months, divide that by the number of months. So example, you want to buy yourself a new coffee machine, cost 600 euro. I don't know, crazy coffee machine. Well, it's over 6 months, so that would cost you 100 euro per month. I'm doing a gross average here, but you get the point. That is basically going to tell you how much do you need per month in the next 6 to 12 months to be able to achieve all or to access all of what you wanted, right? And of course, now that's an important point. I'm not telling you that you should do that with your entire list. Before you do that, before you calculate the amount, I want you to only select 4 in the 6 months and 4 in the 12 months. Those can be composed of having, doing, and becoming. It doesn't have to be one or the other. The ones that really connects you, like makes you vibrate the most, the ones that are the most important for you. So if you're on track right now, you should be having 8 of those. So 4 for the 6 months, 4 for the 12 months. Aha, now that you have those A's one, of course, because we all have great ideas, but at some point we need to be able to prioritize. So now that you have those 8 ones, now you can calculate the price for each and divide it by the amount of months, depending if it's a 6-month goal or if it's a 12-month goal. And then what I want you to do is create a monthly amount that you will need. So example, if you have plenty of things that, okay, this you divide by 6 for the 6 months and that you divide by 12, so you're able to know like, okay, I will need approximately that amount, like 1,000 dollars or euros per month to be able to achieve all of that. First of all, notice how the amount is probably not that high, right? What makes us truly happy is never always like super a lot of money and very luxurious thing. Basically things that allow us to be ourselves. Activities, connecting with others, being in nature, sports, right? For myself, I've actually noticed that 2024 for me, all of the times that I have been happy, I've written that down. It was when I was with people I love and that loves me back. I was doing sports, I was in nature, or I was learning or helping people. Guess what? All of those things, they almost cost nothing. So in that sense, life has become much simpler in a way. Okay, so now that we have all that, I want you to take this amount per month and makes it times 1.3. Why? A little fudge factor. And now you might have an amount with that. And I want you to look at your basic income. And now you know exactly how much more you need to make, or if you can already achieve it with what you have right now. And when you have a specific amount that you need a little bit more, then you can start planning, okay, do you want to take maybe an extra shift on the side? Do you perhaps want to find a second job, maybe a side hustle, start your own little business thing? And you'll notice that probably it's not that much, right? And for most of you, you'll probably be able to, even with what you have as an income right now, be able to fit it in. It's only a matter of priority. If you look at your budget or how you spend your money, you could probably rearrange it that you can spend your money on what matters the most. Because guess what? That's what money is for at the end. We create it to reshare it into what we really like. Okay, that was a big exercise. I know probably ask you a whole bunch of reflection to do. But the money part, yes, of course, it's important. But what is more important is to get going. It's all great to make those plans, but the last option and the last plan, let's say the action, the last step to this plan is basically to get going. So look at, okay, what you want to do, what you want to become, what you want to have. And I want you for each of those, so now you should have 8 of them. Each of those, I want you to find a first step. And the rule is that first step cannot be longer than 5 minutes. Example, if you want to become fluent in Finnish, for like myself, well, I can tell you my first step is to look for the courses available online close to me in the next couple of months or year or in the next year. That should take me approximately 5 minutes. If it doesn't, if you think that it's going to take me 10 minutes, break it down. Okay, I'm going to look on this one website, at this one place, what are the courses available? And that, as little as that action may be, it just gets the momentum going. And if you can do one little 5 minute, guess what? You can do the next little 5 minute and so on and so on. And that's how you get started. It's all great to have those great intents and great plans, but if you don't start anywhere, guess what? It's never going to start because all of those things looks like mountain. But if you start small and you do just the next step and just the next step, that's how you get going. At the end of this episode, I think you have the tools to get going. And remember that those intention, they shouldn't, that's why it's important to take the time to do this exercise, because it shouldn't come from a place of ego, in a sense that if you say those things and you want those new things or you want to become those new things out your first reaction or what you think people want you to become or want you to do. Who are you deep down? What are your values? Like what is the overall direction of your life? What makes you feel very connected when you live day to day? Maybe you have to re-ask yourself those questions to really get back to, okay, yes, I want to establish those different intentions, but they're based on what? And they should be based on who you are. Nobody can judge that because that's you. So if you, let's say one of your value is you want to help other people, that's fantastic. Then focus on that. And guess what? If your value is hard work and making money to for whatever reason, well, who's going to judge that? If that makes you happy, that makes you resonate with you and you feel like you're growing and you're becoming a better person, fantastic. There is no true answers. We all live a different life, and everybody else who judges your life, they're wrong because they don't know what it is to be you. We're all living life in through our own scope, our own glasses, our own perception. So only you can really believe, okay, am I lying to myself right now when I establish those goals? Are those just projections? Or are all those goals actually representative of who I am deep down and really what I want to bring to this world and learn out of it? At last, maybe I can share you mine. So for the next 6 months, actually, I want to take a bit more care of my physical body. So I've written down that I would like to have a bit more treatments. I give a lot of treatments myself as an osteopath, and actually I noticed that I don't receive enough. So that is one on my list. The other one is I would like to work out every single day. And again, that's for taking care of my health. And I would like to do my trip in Asia. So that's coming in March, actually. It's already planned, but that's big on my list. I want to experience that with my partner. We're going to go through a couple of weeks in Asia. That's going to be fantastic. So yeah, and the last one for the 6 months is I want to be a skier, and that will come to a competition I have registered myself. So pushing my limits physically a little bit, even if my technique's not great, I like to put myself into some type of a uncomfortable situation to see how am I gonna manage. My 12 months are a bit different. I know that for me, 2025 is going to be more of a consolidation year, and that's the one word I have decided to use for this 2025, consolidation. It's not a very sexy word, right? Well, everybody else would like adventure or creation, or no. For me, 2024 was building. That was a big building phase for me. Business, relationship, new life here in Turku in Finland. But 2025 is going to be consolidation, making things my way, do more of what I like and what connects me, and do less and say no more, in a sense, because I feel like I need to do that to get myself ready for 2026. One of my next intent is that I want to be open and ready for whatever 2026 comes. And hopefully that could be a new family or a new environment. I don't know yet. There are many things that can come, but I want to get myself ready because I know that so far life has been different lines of surprises for me. So I want to be receptive and be able to jump on those opportunities. I hope that this was useful for you. I hope that you don't get stuck on the details in this, and that even if that process doesn't resonate with you, at least you ask those questions. Where am I going? And does that correspond to who I am deep down? That's basically what you want to be sure that you're aligned with, because if you can be aligned with your true nature, then guess what? Your entire body organism is going to feel better, and then you'll definitely have less pain because your body is going to send you messages that, hey, you're aligned, good job, keep it going, everything's good to go, and you'll have energy and feel powerful. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and well, again, I wish you a happy 2025 year beginning, and I will see you in 2 weeks for another episode of the Internal Compass podcast.